How can everyday products help you become a better web designer? In today's video, I want to show you 3 cool products that help me become a better designer. And they are generally good and cool products. This is the small one, and it's a tape dispenser. I just put it on the wrong way. So it's a tape dispenser. You probably have seen one of these. These are like the normal ones. They sit on the table and they do the job. But the issue is, if you want to wrap something, you want your both hands. And with this, I can just put it on my hand just like this, and I become something like a Spider-Man, but with a tape. And I can just take the tape and use my both hands, and yeah, it's perfect. It cost me like $2 in a dollar store. I couldn't find a link to it, but yeah, it's pretty cool, and it can also sit. Not perfectly, but it can sit. Something like this is designed with the user in mind. So the person who has designed this, he or she came up with a great idea to basically, I would say, I know it's a big word, but revolutionize the design of a simple product to make it infinitely better and just much more useful. The second product in my list, this one is...
Probably you didn't see this coming. I can hear my voice echoing from inside.
It's a watering can from IKEA specifically. It looks pretty good, as you see, and it's not just about the look. Actually, this one has tons of details. Watering cans normally, especially in this size, they look ugly. Looks good, it looks fine next to my plants. It has this big 5L, big typography. You can see a designer actually made this. So it tells you how many liters it is, and it just does the job to make it also look nice. The handle is surprisingly ergonomic. You can take it with one hand, and then the other handle makes it even better. Look at this level of detail here. They are adding some parts to this metal so the handle doesn't come up all the way and it doesn't fall all the way down to the point where I won't be able to reach it. So it sits perfectly there and it spins, and I can take it like this and just use it as a rotating point to pour water. Like you look at this and you say, yeah, a lot of thought has gone into this. And also the plastic around here, the plastic ring to make it, to prevent the water from coming out, so you can use it with this head thing or without it. So yeah, I would say a boring product made to be not boring and functional and aesthetic. That's also designing with users in mind, and also with aesthetics. And with the handle on top, I would say they've added some delight to it. The third product is my MacBook 16 Pro, the one that I'm currently filming on. I'm using it as a really work machine. I'm mentioning this because this is possibly the best electronic purchase I've ever had in my entire life. It's a pretty expensive machine, but it does what it's supposed to do. It's a 16-inch laptop, so that means the screen is big enough to get actual work done on it. So it's not, a small device to do just email. I can actually do Webflow development on it, or design, or even video editing. In addition to all, the battery is great. If you look at it, it looks a bit chubby. It's heavy and possibly not the sexiest looking laptop. It has all the ports and yada yada. The deal with the MacBook 16 and M1. It's actually the first generation, but it does the job. In fact, it's so good that I take it without my backpack, just the MacBook alone, and I can go to a coffee or anywhere outside and get work done. Because of the screen, because of the battery life, because of the performance on battery, all of this combined together, it makes it to be the best product purchase I've ever had. Now, what does this to do with web design? Just like these products, websites also should be designed with their users in mind. We web designers tend to sometimes design websites for our peer designers or for our clients, but who we are actually designing websites for are the clients of our clients, the end users who actually start using the website. So it's always great to have them in mind. And I see that we are not doing this enough. In a few seconds, I'll show you a few examples of websites and part of websites that we made with the end users in mind or with a specific goal in mind. But just before doing that, for you to get an idea how we do this, we actually try to understand our clients and what they are selling, who are they selling to, if it's an idea or if it's a belief or if it's a product, whatever it is, they are trying to present it to somebody. And we are trying to put ourselves in the shoes of the end users. This is such a crucial step to do. And I see a lot of designers actually forgetting to do that actual like discovery and understanding phase. And to do that, sometimes you want to talk to the actual users, but sometimes it's enough to talk to the client to get enough information. All right, so now for the closing note, let me show you a few actual examples. All right, so in this section, we have this tab where we can click, but if we look at the mobile version, you see it becomes more like a sliding effect. It's like a slider where you can still click on the tabs. On desktop, it's still a tab where you can also slide. The reason for that is because on mobile, it just makes more sense to slide with your fingers. On desktop, it makes more sense to click, but you can do the other methods, so no functionality is lost here. Second one on the website, if we pass this nice animation here, by the way, I will make a case study, proper case study about this project soon. We get to this map. And here the user can click between these different jobs and different states in Canada, and they can see the salary. And some states, they don't have information, so they are not clickable. And if you click outside of the map, you get also like a general salary for the entire country. So these are all nice small user interactions, giving the user a hint about what information is coming from where. And also, not just for the end user, for the client as well, we thought about how can they add and remove information. So all of this works on the Webflow CMS. And if the client removes the information for this state, the state becomes unclickable. It's as simple as that. So in this case, we have both the users and our client in mind. Next, we have a completely different website. It's a website for a church. Again, another case study I have to make for this one. Pretty cool. We won some awards for it. Here, for example, we have this nice interaction, and you see that nice detail of the mouse grabbing the image and the image changing the size, so you can kind of almost feel that it's grabbed and you can move it around. And the entire animations on this website, you see it's a bit slow. It's all meant to slow down the pace of the user because it's more about emotions and about connection, about small amount of text, but letting the user to sink it in and read it. So the entire animations were designed with that in mind. So it's not like a fast-paced government ugly website. No, it's a warm, welcoming church website that has to have this level of animations. Here is another example. We have this form with the steps, and it's so important to show a visual indication where the client is when they are filling in the form, and you see this visually. And at the very end, we actually have a summary page where the user can see what information they've put in, and they can go to actually individual steps in the form and change something and then continue from there, come back here, and then they can submit the request once they see the entire summary. All right, the last one is a very special one, a website I made for Revolution. At the end of the website, you see it's black. We have messages that we want to share with the world. And after we see the messages as we scroll, we want to share what we want, right? At the end, you see it as with this animation, we want justice, peace, liberty. And if I scroll back, you see it's kind of this expanding white over the darkness and the text coming in green. And all of this is made with, you know, some thinking behind it, that, okay, it's a voice, it's expanding the colors. We want to share a message, and we want to use visuals, and in this case specifically animations, to help us to convey these meanings. So these were just a few examples I could find before the video. We've made literally hundreds more just looking at the physical world around us and getting it inspired by it. And I highly recommend you doing something similar. Get inspired by good products, by thoughtful products, and be thoughtful when you make designs, when you create animations. It's easy to look around and just get inspired by what's around us. I hope this was helpful, and until the next one, I'll see you. Peace. By the way, for a closing note, this is another product that I really love. This is, for those who know, Portal Gun from Rick and Morty. I saw this in a store and I bought it because I thought it's a cool prop. But after I bought it, I noticed that it's actually a bottle opener. So it was first the light, and then functionality was, I don't know, discovered for me afterwards.